Have you ever wondered who the greatest thief of all time is? He doesn't steal gold, jewels, or tangible assets. He is far more subtle. He steals the most precious things you can never get back: opportunities, potential, and unfinished dreams. That thief has a very familiar name: procrastination. Friends, today I want to tell you a story about this invisible thief and about a bag of diamonds that was thrown away in the dark of night. The universe bestows upon each of us an absolutely fair gift, 24 hours every day. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, you have the same 86,400 seconds as everyone else. But it is how we use this gift that creates the infinite difference between success and failure, between a fulfilling life and a string of days filled with regret. Procrastination is the masterful art of squandering every precious second and minute. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Ethan. Ethan was no ordinary boy. He possessed a sharp intellect and an artistic talent. His teachers always saw in him the image of a brilliant architect or a renowned artist in the future. His friends admired him for the unique ideas he could conjure in a flash. Ethan himself harbored many ambitions. He dreamed of designing skyscrapers, painting moving masterpieces, or simply mastering the guitar piece he loved. However, Ethan had a very dangerous companion, a shadow that constantly whispered two words into his ear: later, later. Whenever a brilliant idea sparked, the shadow would say, "That's great, but it's not too late to start tomorrow." When his teachers assigned an important project, the shadow would reassure him, "There's plenty of time, take it easy." The brand new guitar his parents gave him lay in the corner of his room, covered in a thin layer of dust, because every time Ethan thought of picking it up, the shadow would coax, "You're tired today, just practice when you're free on the weekend." And so, those tomorrows and weekends drifted by endlessly. Ethan's projects were always completed at the last minute, with only average quality, a pale shadow compared to his true potential. Talent competitions he had eagerly signed up for were also missed, simply because he thought he wasn't ready and needed more time to prepare, a time that never came. His dreams, like good seeds, were sown in fertile ground, but were never watered by action and thus withered away. Ethan began to feel an emptiness, a vague disappointment with himself. He saw himself treading water while his friends around him were moving forward. One afternoon, while wandering with a heavy heart, Ethan came to a tranquil lake on the outskirts of town. There, he met a wise old man sitting silently on a large rock, his kind eyes gazing out at the ripple-free surface of the lake. There was a strange pull from the old man. Ethan approached him and, without hesitation, poured out his heart. He spoke of his talents, his grand dreams, and how the invisible enemy named procrastination had held him back. The wise old man listened in silence. When Ethan finished, he offered no direct advice. Instead, he slowly began to tell a parable. "My young friend," he began, "let me tell you about a poor fisherman. One night, as he walked along the dark seashore, he accidentally stumbled upon a heavy cloth bag. Curious, he opened it and reached inside. He felt countless small, hard, angular stones. In the darkness, he simply thought they were ordinary pebbles. Having nothing else to do and to pass the time as he walked, he began to take out each pebble and throw them into the sea. He enjoyed listening to the plop sound as each stone hit the water, creating small ripples that spread out and then vanished. And so, he threw away one stone after another, unconsciously, without a second thought. As the night gradually faded and the first brilliant rays of dawn illuminated the sea, the fisherman looked into his bag. He saw that only one last stone remained. But in the morning light, it was not a dull gray pebble. It sparkled brilliantly, reflecting the sunlight into a tiny rainbow. It was a perfect diamond. In that instant, the fisherman's entire world seemed to collapse. He realized that, throughout the long night, he had thrown away a fortune, a bag full of precious diamonds, simply because he was in the dark and did not recognize their true value. He had thrown away wealth, future, and all that he had ever dreamed of just for the meaningless plop sounds in the darkness. The wise old man paused, looking directly into Ethan's eyes, his gaze profound. "Young man, do you know? Each of our lives is like that fisherman's bag of diamonds, and time itself is those precious diamonds. Every day that passes, every hour, every minute, even every second, is a diamond bestowed by the universe. But too many of us are living in darkness, the darkness of unawareness, of laziness, and of the habit of procrastination. We wastefully throw away our diamonds of time just to amuse ourselves with fleeting pleasures, with promises of tomorrow, without realizing that we are throwing away our very future and our dreams." The wise old man's words struck Ethan's mind like a bolt of lightning. He suddenly understood everything. Every time he said, "later," it was as if he took a diamond from his bag and threw it straight into the sea. Every missed opportunity, every unpracticed skill, every unimplemented idea was a diamond forever lost at the bottom of the deep ocean, never to be retrieved. But then a glimmer of hope appeared. The wise old man continued, his voice full of warmth, "But look, you are still young. You are like that fisherman when dawn first broke. He had lost almost his entire bag of diamonds, but he still had one left in his hand. And more importantly, he recognized its value. So are you. You have wasted a part, but you have realized the truth while there are still many diamonds of time ahead of you. You still have a chance." That moment completely changed Ethan's life. He was no longer the procrastinating boy he once was. He returned home, wiped the dust off his guitar, and began to learn the first chords even though his fingers ached. He created a detailed schedule, breaking down large projects into specific daily tasks. Instead of waiting for inspiration, he created inspiration through discipline. He began each day with the question, "Today's diamond, what will I use it to build?" Months and years passed, and Ethan's transformation yielded extraordinary results. He not only won prestigious design awards, but also became a talented guitarist in his school band. Most importantly, he found joy and contentment in every moment he lived and worked to his fullest. He understood that success was not about having more time than others, but about recognizing the unparalleled value of every moment he had and using it most wisely. The story of Ethan and the fisherman is a reminder for all of us. We cannot turn back the clock to pick up the diamonds we threw away in the past. Regrets will not bring them back. But right here, right now, in your hands and mine, there are still sparkling diamonds. That is today. That is this very moment. So the diamond in your hand right now, what will you do with it? Will you throw it away for the plop sound of waste, or will you use it to polish, to build the brilliant future you've always dreamed of? The choice is yours. Cherish it. Act now.